Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to our call today. For those just joining, the question today was where you're calling from and what you're creating today. So, what is your intention? Each of us was born to create, and you get to create whatever it is you desire. So, we're just going through reading some of the comments. Um, so, um, Yes, I love the new comp plan. It is um, it's just such a gift in my mind to make the path to early earnings so much easier. So super grateful. 1 month under our belt now with the new comp plan. I'd love to hear what everyone else is grateful for with the new comp plan and what you're seeing. So go ahead and put that in the chat. We've had, I was just talking to someone yesterday, and they had someone who didn't qualify for one of the levels of Power 3 for and they've been, I think you said they were inactive for a few years now, but they do qualify with the new comp plan, with the new Power 3. So that was pretty exciting. Lynn says, I'm enjoying the extra income, right? Like, who does that? Who changed the comp plan to the benefit of the field? Like for those of us who are in it, who are active, who have an active team, it's such a gift. Um, love it. Love your intention, Lorraine. My intention is to create a movement where 6% of the world population can be more conscious, more educated, more autonomous about well-being and natural health. Love that. Yes, Becky, don't you love that we don't have to have 100 PV orders to build up Power 3? Oh my goodness. I mean, try to imagine you go to the grocery store, you're buying some dog food, and the cashier says, "Oh, I see that your order is $95. Could I invite you to get $5 more? We've got some chewing gum here, maybe a rock star." And you're like, "No, I have what I want." And they're like, "Yeah, but I earn a little more if you get your order up to 100." It's like, who does that? That's not natural. Like we don't ever have to have that conversation again. Now we can just talk to the however many people are on that pod and look to add value there instead of like these three people. We really want them up to 100. It's so much more natural. So it's so cool. Becky's saying there's no way I would have gotten to the second level Power 3 this month without it. So cool. And the BOGOs, right? Add the BOGOs on top, and June was a pretty great month. Super grateful. Yes. Um, yeah, being able to add up a whole pod's LRPs is really, really great. So cool. Um, yes, very, very cool. Alrighty. So um, Natalie and I just jumped into a goal setting process that we are super excited about. And we're working with the coach. We're getting clear on what it is that we're creating. It's a new quarter, it's a new month. So welcome to July, welcome to Q3, welcome to the second half of the year. We just turned a really big milestone, and super excited um, to just move into intentionality. Um, I know that for about the last, quarter, Natalie and I have kind of just been in, get the events done, get the kids through. We got a daughter who just graduated. That was a big push, and now we're like, okay, let's get clear on our big life goals And not that the kids aren't. I'm just saying that we uh, we haven't been super intentional with our business. And so we have been, I don't know if you can, well, I don't need to show you, but we have a whole table full of our papers and notes, a lot of big papers, and just getting back to dreaming, getting back to waving the magic wand. And I want to invite each of you to create a space to do the same. Um, those goals aren't going to set themselves. Those intentions are not going to clarify themselves. It's on you to get clear on what it is you want and what it is you're creating. Um, so um, we are we're dreaming again. We're engaging a lot of people that weren't engaged before. We've got a couple kids actually who want to do the business, and we're getting them signed up for convention and getting them set up and rolling. So really excited there. So um, yeah. So yeah, just take the time, make the space. Don't be a victim of, you know, all the busyness, all the things that pull at our attention. Um, we get to choose to be the creators of our reality. And and it's such a privilege. I'm just so grateful that we are, like you said, Loren, we're conscious beings and we get to create our health. We get to create our community. We get to create our reality. So let's rise to the occasion and be intentional. Um, okay, we got some questions rolling in. Also, we want to open this up for anyone who wants to ask their questions live. You don't have to turn on your video if you don't want, but just raise your hand if you'd like to come on live. It's always fun to have interactive conversations. So I'll start answering these questions while anybody else who wants to can raise their hands. So uh, Julie says, where's the best place to learn about the new comp plan and pods? So if you go to the DMK, so I'll put the link here. Actually, I'm just going to show you how to get there. So if you go to doterra.com/DMK, what you'll find is just an endless supply of incredible resources, right? All the stuff for the new promos. It's always there, like in a really timely fashion. All the business materials here, stuff for different markets, and different languages, different demographics within each market. So anyway, so much good stuff. And this is just what I'm showing you here is just the tip of the iceberg. So if you were to click into that compensation plan resources, and I'll post the link here in case that's helpful for you. So there's the link. You basically got, you've got PowerPoints, you've got PDFs, you've got webinars. All these things are there to simplify the learning, the training, the passing on of the new compensation plan. So just if you just click into stuff, you can see it, and then you can download it. Most of, like, this one is a PDF. The videos you can play right there, or you can download. Super nice if you need to, play stuff offline. Maybe you're doing a class where you won't have internet. So for example, here's a video that probably goes over the whole compensation plan. So yeah, this one's 66 minutes. So that's going to be a really in-depth look at the compensation plan. Now, I would never show that to my brand new person. Here's what's cool about the new compensation plan. All of the intricacies like PGV and TGV, those don't even apply to the new people, like someone who's just getting started, because all their volume is going to be new volume. And so it's going to automatically build their PGV and TGV and check that box. So again, that's really only for um, people who have been in for quite a while and are already comfortable with the comp plan. Um, but yeah, lots of great resources. Here, fast start, just super quick at a glance. Here's just an overview of the new comp plan and how it all comes together. I love how it's very graphic. I'm such a visual learner, and each of these has really great graphics that show exactly how you calculate TGV, exactly what the pool enhancements are, um, how rank compression works. So really, really great resources. Please take advantage of everything doTERRA has done. The back office is fantastic. It's really, really great. So, um, so that's a quick question to how to learn the new comp plan. It looks like Lorraine is raising her hand. So let's bring you on. And then we got some more questions in the chat too. Bonjour,
Bonjour Andy.
comment ça va?
Très bien, chaudement. Et toi?
Ah bon? Oui, il fait chaud ici.
Yeah, we have, I think, more than 32 degrees in the
Wow.
shadows. Yeah,
Oh my
so
goodness. That's hot
yeah,
for Switzerland.
of course it is, but it's great. It's summer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you for the call. I would like to have your insight about what would you do if you arrive in a country where you have little to no network. What
mm,
would be the first steps for you to take to build a Terra there?
sure. Great question. So, um, I feel like such a broken record here, but Matt Hall did a training at on our Zoom room, and we posted it at sharesuccess.com/Indonesia. Um, and I apologize if I really do feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but here's a link to it right here. And the whole webinar is like an hour and a half. You don't need to watch the whole
Well,
thing. I think Matt's section is the first uh, 57 minutes. So focus on the first 57 minutes. A lot of the last part is just detail about Indonesia. And unless you're going to build there, that's not probably relevant. But he shares some of the best nuggets that I think have ever been shared about building in a new market. And it doesn't matter if you're going there physically or if you're going to build there from a distance. These tips work for both categories. And what he shares is actual scripting. It's how to leapfrog from your network to other people's networks in a really natural, organic way that doesn't feel salesy. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to get something from you. It's just like, hey, I'm super excited about expanding to this market. Who knows people in X, right? And who can teach me about the culture of these people. And anytime you put people in that kind of situation where they're teaching you, they're sharing with you, it creates magic. It softens them. It just creates the perfect environment for setting everyone up to want to learn more, want to do the business, start sharing, start building. So,
thank you very much. I'm gonna have a look at that video. Thank you.
yes. Sharesuccess.com/Indonesia. And I'll post a link in the chat. Um, but Matt he's not just talking the talk here. He has the most international team of any of our qualifiers. Um, Probably 95% of his team is outside the US, even though he lives just down the street. And so he's got the biggest team in Brazil. He's got a huge team I think he's got the biggest team in India. He's also got a great presence in Italy. In fact, one of his brand new presidential diamonds just came on the PD trip in Italy, from Italy. Um, Massive team, just all over the place. Um, yeah. So the point is, he's not just like an Eric Worre who is who doesn't have the personal experience. Eric brings in guests who have done it, but he's never done it himself. Matt has actually done the thing himself. So I just want to give my wholehearted endorsement for everything that he shares there. Um, Everyone that I've shared it with has just lit up with the possibilities. And the cool thing is the principles don't just apply to building internationally. You could take that same thing and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a business that's targeted at people who cold plunge. Who's an expert on cold plunging? And you could do the exact same thing with all the same principles for any niche market. So really, really powerful principles. I'm so glad you asked, Loren. I think everybody here will benefit from what he has to share there. So
Thank you very much for your insight.
yes, absolutely. And part of the reason that I'm so passionate is because Natalie and I moved our family to Australia, lived there for 3 months. We did it exactly the wrong way, and it was so hard. We literally made our lives so hard because we tried to just, go to herb shops, go to massage centers, and it was a long, hard slog. And we were very, very blessed to find two builders during those 3 months. It could have been so much easier if we had known and followed what Matt teaches. So,
Thank you for sharing.
absolutely. Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I've seen some other questions. We've also got Ruth raising her hand. So, Ruth, let's bring you on. Um, and we've got some more questions too. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning. Hey, thank you so much.
Sure thing.
Really appreciate it. A quick follow-up question from the help that you gave me several weeks ago. We're talking about aroma touch and such, and um, the doTERRA is preparing to launch more of the Aroma Touch Ambassador program, and people can become Aroma Touch advocates. And again, that really speaks to me. I love serving people in that way. And what we really want to do is spread that goodness. I mean, that's what doTERRA is all about. But with the ambassador program, it will be cross line, anyone, everyone. We're going to help train, etc. So just if you have any additional tips, as you had noted from your observation that sometimes I don't do the inviting, or I'm not moving my own progress forward necessarily. So if you have any tips on mindset or strategy, or how to be in the giving and receiving energy to help make it make sense. 'Cause
Sure. So, if I understand right, you're excited about doTERRA's Aroma Touch Ambassador program, and the door that it opens for you to serve in a broader way. And so, it sounds like your question is, how can I keep creating a way for value to flow back to you? Because um, your default setting is to give and not have a way to receive. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay. So I apologize that I'm not super familiar with the ambassador program. Um, what are the ways that it's set up for value to flow back to you?
Well, definitely Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Well, it was really cool at the ambassador training this past weekend. They said that the person that built to presidential diamond extremely quickly is someone in Japan, and they do an aroma touch demonstration every week and have done for weeks and weeks and weeks. And they said in a survey of people in Japan, like, what is the first thing you think of when you hear doTERRA? People in doTERRA, 90% said aroma touch. It's because they feel the value. So it's definitely uh, very, and a lot of committed customers because they felt the benefits, because the benefits are so strong and lasting. And then it does build that connection, which, as we know in our world today, that's one of the things people are really missing, is that human connection. So through that service and through that experience and through those things, then it's can be a great way to help people invest in their health long term, and therefore be committed customers or lifelong users, and even then have one other way they're excited about sharing. So it can help people be sharers. If you can learn to do a hand technique, which is so easy, just pull up the video. You can. So I think there are lots of ways that the value can come back, or you can build a team or help people in that way.
Okay. So the primary way that you're describing is just building a doTERRA team that you can create excitement around aroma touch, get people enrolled, and have them be on your team and excited about the product, sharing the product through aroma touch as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So I think the key there is to leverage the whole ecosystem of aroma touch and ambassadorship in a way that will build your team. As you were first describing the ambassador program, you were mentioning, you can work cross-line, and so it sounds like there's not a way. I mean, and I wouldn't encourage this, that you would look to profit from cross lines. Is that right? Would you be holding trainings as an ambassador that you're charging for?
We can, yeah. When we start doing the technique workshops, then doTERRA suggests that we charge for that up to $35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like there is a way, but that's not that's clearly not a residual pipeline that you're building. That's a hauling buckets activity. So I think I would just, if that's a platform you're passionate about, I would just keep your focus on how can I build a huge marketing funnel to new people and have a really clear path for them to join your team, join your movement, and brand it you as much as possible, rather than focusing on how can I train cross-line and get paid for training them. Because ultimately that's the goal with doTERRA is your pipeline. Well, I shouldn't assume that was my goal in doTERRA is to build my own pipeline, and not to have another way to haul buckets. And so I'm assuming that's what you want as well. I don't mean to project again, but that's what I would want is to use AromaTouch to build your team, to build value for them, and even to build a path for them if they love the AromaTouch as well, to be able to build a pipeline for themselves as well. So I'm guessing that's what the person in Japan did. I don't know them personally, but it sounds like they just beat that drum of come learn this cool process, come see a demonstration, and experience the benefit for yourself. So I would just make sure that you're crystal clear on your intention, because it's super easy to get excited about trainings and certifications, and those don't always lead to a pipeline. Most of those certifications will just allow you to haul bigger buckets or more buckets. So just get really clear on whatever your intention is. Maybe it's not the pipeline. Like get really clear what it is you want to create, and then build the system so that that supports what you want. And in the case of Aroma Touch, it's going to take a lot of energy and effort promoting the events, promoting the benefits of Aroma Touch, and kind of building your own team culture around that. So yeah, so those are my thoughts. How's that landing for you?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very helpful.
Cool. Well, I'm excited for you, and the Aroma Touch I've loved ever since it came out, the technique, um, and it's going to serve a lot of people. So thank you for what you're doing, and keep changing the world.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I've seen some more questions come through. Becky says, Julie's a hard month to hit my goals because people are busy and there usually aren't as many doTERRA incentives. Any ideas for how to hit goals for enrollments and PV for July? I would love for everybody to chime in on this one. What are your top tips and strategies for keeping momentum, building momentum, getting volume on months where people might be distracted and there aren't the same incentives like we just enjoyed in June? So go ahead and put in the chat what your ideas are there. I'll just share a couple of mine. So summer months in general, we've noticed that people don't come to traditional in-home classes as much. They still come, but sometimes the numbers are harder to get. So what we love to focus on in summer months are, kids are out of school, so let's have play dates at the park. Let's just invite a group of moms to come together. Kids can play at the splash pad, on the swings, in the grass, and I can share what I'm passionate about. So it and it'd be good to create some clarity, like, hey, I'm creating a play date, and at the play date, I'd love to find out what your health needs are and pour value in that way. So that could happen one-on-one. It could happen with a group. It probably needs to be a manageable size group if you're going to really tailor it to people's needs. So probably not more than 5 to 7 moms. But and I don't want to be sexist. It could be dads as well. But I remember we did a play date the month before we left for Australia, and it was it was a play date, and Natalie presented for someone else, and Austie Atkinson came to that summer play date group, and she ended up signing up with doTERRA's biggest kit, and she has since built to Blue Diamond. She pretty much launched herself, taught herself what she needs to know. So we are big believers in play dates during the summer months. Another thing that we love to do is, just connect with family. Summertime is a great time for family reunions, great time to reconnect with old friends. And as families are together, you're asking lots of questions. Tell me about your family, about what's going on. What are some of your financial goals, your health goals? Where are you at right now? And as Tiffany has taught us so often, leading those questions with, I'm just curious. And then from there, maybe leading into Seth's question of are you open? Are you open to natural solutions? Are you open to um, holistic living and holistic approach to these goals and to these issues? So those are just a couple of my ideas for July volume. Let's see what other comments. Okay, I don't see any other July ideas. So if you have some July ideas, go ahead and raise your hand and we can bring you on. Okay. Lynn Shell Burke says, I accomplished a lot of dreams and goals in June, so now I need new dreams and goals. Time to dream big and shine. I love that. Love that space of dreaming. I don't know. I went to public school growing up, and that's not a class that I went to. How to dream big. So I love every chance I get to play in that space of vision. Jessica says, appreciate your broken record help. Is there any good place that you can see to work in partnership with nonprofits? I'd like to build to have a percentage of my team's compensation go to a charity cause and market that way. Can backend help us track that? It seems complicated. So yeah, I think there's I think the the nonprofit space is a great way to do good and also to create some of your personal brand. I work with nonprofits and NGOs and we our team culture is giving back. That's what we have a lot of builders on our team. Angela Havens has worked directly with nonprofits. She's actually gone in and said, like, let's make sure the staff of nonprofits are as healthy as they can be so they can keep doing the good that they're doing. And so she goes in and she trains the staff at nonprofits on how to use foundational wellness, how to get into the lifestyle. I think she's even looked at ways that the nonprofit themselves can pay for those wellness products. I mean, that's not always going to work. The ideal is always to have the people value it and have the people pay for it themselves. But get creative. She is the queen of creativity, and so that was just a conversation about working directly with nonprofits. I think what you're asking is how can I donate a percentage of my commissions to nonprofits, and that's pretty straightforward. You just um, we can all see our commissions. In fact, we can see all the way back from the time we started exactly what our commissions are and the breakdown of those commissions. So you just determine what percentage you want to donate and then choose which charity you want to donate it to. It's a pretty simple spreadsheet to just track your earnings and then determine the percentage that you want to donate. So the back end's not necessarily going to automate that. You can't split your check, but you wouldn't want to do that anyways, because for tax reasons, you want to receive that money and then donate it so you can get the maximum tax benefit of a charitable contribution. So, okay. Okay, so I think this is a July idea for building volume in July. Cindy says connecting at events and just building relationships through the month helps us reach back out at the end of the month to see if people wanted any of the support we have for the issues they mentioned. We've had several enrollments on our team that way. Yeah, summer's just a great time to connect, Some people have less work. Lots of people are doing vacations. So it's just Yeah, it's good connecting time. And then Esther says, first thought, where's the belief and mindset around July? I had a mentor state, just because it's been true in the past or someone else's experience doesn't mean it has to be true today. Amen to that. Yeah, be really, really conscious of the beliefs that you choose. Because if you choose to say, you know, summer's just a lost cause, there's, people don't come to classes, people don't buy in the summer, then that's the reality that you're going to create. So love that comment. Thank you, Esther. Okay. And then Ruth, hopefully you see the comment from Jessica there. She wants to connect with you about the Aroma Touch Ambassador Program. Um, and then we have Crystal says, I need to get momentum towards the actual inviting, presenting, and enrolling activities. I've been focused on trainings, recordings, and strategizing. Amen to that, Russ. Yes, when we look at the pipes, right? Present, invite, or sorry, prepare, invite, present, enroll, support. It's these three here that make the money. So if we are, the activities that you talked about, strategizing, that's all in the preparing, and then the trainings and recordings is over here in support. If you're in this space right here, then you're not moving your business forward. You're going to feel like you're doing the business, but you're not actually. So great comments there. Lynn Shell Burke says, I'm hosting a summer scavenger hunt and bingo. The winner receives a free Aroma Touch spa party with 5 friends. Ooh, I love that idea. That is so fun. And then Becky says, oh, this is for Jessica. You could do a Healing Hands project. So yeah, the great thing about all of the Healing Hands projects is they match. So let's say you're passionate about a certain cause. You do need to find a cause where 100% of the money goes to the cause itself and none of it goes to administration fees. But once you've done that, then you just work with your upline diamond, I believe is still how it works. You get your Healing Hand project submitted, and if it's approved, doTERRA matches dollar for dollar. So if you raise 5,000, they put in 5,000. And you can just make your charitable cause and benefit go so much further through Healing Hands. So great idea. Thank you so much. Okay. Awesome. Okay, yes. Seen lots of great conversations going on in the chat. Crystal says, one thing our team is doing is holding customer appreciation events in July. Many of our customers need nurturing, and they can be encouraged to bring a friend who is not a customer. We plan to really focus on the new foundational wellness plan. Amen to that. Yeah, July can be a great month to give back, to not focus on winning new customers, but focusing on either reactivating old customers or just creating bigger orders for existing customers. I know whole entire teams that are built on Zyto and offering free health scans. That's how they win new customers. It's also how they build loyalty with their existing customers. So if that's your thing, the sky's the limit. Rachel Lynch, and so Rachel has built a Blue Diamond, primarily, I believe, through Zyto scanning. And then she has a child who's, I think, 22 and just got married. And that child has just built their own team to, I believe it was either gold or platinum. I think they're at least platinum, maybe diamond, just through doing Zyto scans. So health is evergreen. Health and people's health needs never go away. in the sense that there will always be health needs. You know, it's one of our dear friends who I would say is super healthy. You know, anyways, they are dealing with something right now that, you know, Natalie spent a half an hour with him yesterday. Um, like health needs are never gonna go away. And that sounds bad. There's a better way to say that. Um, there will always be people with health needs. That's a better way to say it. So, um, yeah, it's that's why I love the work that we're about is the need for healing will never go away. We have an evergreen product and an evergreen solution. So, um, and somebody put in the comment, Viscera is the second generation Zyto. Um, so Viscera is the face scanning version. The cool thing about that is you don't have to be there in person. I think they can download the app and they can do their own face scan, and then you can send them the results. And I think Viscera is cheaper too. So I think if I'm correct, I think Zyto is like $50 a month and Viscera is only like $30 a month. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I've heard a lot of people have gotten equally fantastic results from Viscera. So I believe that's like a sub brand under Zyto. So yeah, hopefully somebody on here can speak on that authoritatively because that's what I've heard. Oh, check this out. Lynn Shelberg says they have a deal for $50 for both. So that's great. And then Karina's asking how much is the machine? Does somebody know the answer to that? Because I sure don't. Okay, does anybody else have other questions? Go ahead and raise your hand and we can bring you on with your questions. In the chat, somebody's saying they have a new mix program of 25-25 with the old Zyto. Jessica says $200 for the hand scanner on Zyto, $399 for the balance, but they have deals. Okay, awesome. Well, we are not associated with Zyto. We're not affiliates or anything, but we have team members with endless testimonials about the incredible results they've gotten, the accuracy of the scans. So yeah, hopefully if that's something that you love, you'll get massive benefit from that. All right, so Jennifer's asking, what is the Zyto? So it's basically, I was looking to see if we have ours close by. It's a biofeedback machine. So, you know, everybody knows what lie detectors are. My understanding is it's built on similar technology. So it just has, there's like a hand cradle or there's a handheld device called the Itovi that's, you know, similar technology. Basically, it's just using electrical impulses to read your body, and it's looking for body systems that need extra support. And so it's going to give you feedback on where you have markers that are in range and where you have markers that are out of range. And so it's going to make doTERRA specific product recommendations based on where your biomarkers are. So that's my understanding. That's how I would summarize Zyto. If somebody else wants to jump in and make their summary, we'd love to have you. And so just raise your hand. And then lots of comments here about cost and Esther is saying that at convention they always have deals and offers. So if you can hold out, they probably will have a great deal at convention. All right, Rescue 51 raised their hand. If you wanted to come on and ask a question or make a comment, go ahead.
So the Zyto has been around for several decades, and it has supported all the other companies in addition to doTERRA, in reading patients who are in contact, physically contact with the hand cradle. The best way of explaining that whole process is galvanic skin resistance, and they run the frequency spectrum of the library of oils and services through the hand cradle and get a galvanic skin resistance response back. It will then prioritize what's out of balance as to what the person is most in need of. In fact, of the 200 oils, it will put them in priority order. It will also read back as many as 300 services to the exact same extent. The reason why the Visera, which was developed by Zyto in conjunction with the University of Calgary, Toronto, was that they had developed this incredible new technology of transdermal optical imaging. Your phone is capable of reading biometrics directly from your face in a fraction of the time, including not just the biometrics that they introduced, but to still read that entire spectrum back. It is then capable of still showing you your top priority oils with the same accuracy that the Balance had, in addition to the additional services that they offer. So remarkable was Zyto that when they moved doTERRA from, I believe it was Ogden, down to Pleasant Grove, Zyto also moved from Ogden down to Linden, which is the next city right next to Pleasant Grove. So the history of them is remarkably close, but not actually linked. It's also nice to see from a variety of vendors when doTERRA announces new products at convention, all of the apps get updated. So your Visera or Zytoscan are literally instantly introduced to carrying the new products, and you're ready to go. And so from that, I just wanted to wrap up how life-saving the Zyto and the Visera have been. I had a nurse in my Zyto class give a testimonial of how nothing else found her cancer. It was the Zyto that did it. I had a patient who left Orlando to go all the way up to Connecticut for a surgery that went horribly wrong. And it was the Visera that was able to clue me in as to what neuropathy therapy I should do most of all, instead of all the diabetic neuropathy, which is all the research that's out there. But I just wanted to give some more update. The scans literally are free. I can give a scan to anybody, anywhere in the globe. 92% of the phones in use on the globe are compatible with the software, are capable of doing that scan. And I can literally send that link to anybody, and within a seconds get a response back to them. They have that exact same report on their phone. So let me know if you have any other questions.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much for all of that clarity. And yeah, we've had similar experience. The other thing that I would add to what you've shared, and I appreciate your depth of knowledge. Sometimes people do Zyto scans, and the oils that are recommended don't make sense for physical issues. And so then the people look up the oil in the emotions book, the essential emotions, and they're like, got it. That makes perfect sense. If you do jump into the whole world of Zyto, that's one of my top recommendations is, Natalie and I have this belief that at the root of every physical issue is an emotional issue. So being open and curious about the emotional roots is critical. So yeah, I've heard that story over and over and over again, that you need to think about not only the physical, but also the emotional roots when you're looking at Zyto results. Awesome. Great conversation, great questions. I love the sharing. If you're not watching the chat, please please watch that there as well. People talking about the Itovi and getting equally great results with that. And for those who don't know, the Itovi is, my understanding is that the Zyto has the hand scanner and the face scanner. The Itovi is a smaller handheld device. So it's a little more portable, a little more flexible in terms of, I think the Zyto, you have to have a PC laptop. The Itovi can work with just a phone, or maybe it just works with a laptop. Can somebody clarify the Itovi? I don't remember exactly how that one works. Okay, yeah, Loren says Itovi works with smartphone. So super cool, the technology that's out there. What we found is that people who are not open to essential oils, they build belief in oils that fast because there's a piece of technology that's scanning their body and giving them live feedback about which oils to use. And so it still blows my mind how quickly people come to believe in the oils because of this tool. So awesome. Great thoughts, great comments. Okay, any other questions for today? We've got time for probably one more question. Yeah, Loren says same thing. People love and trust technology. So yeah. Okay, Cindy says, question, daily routine for checking teams. When you say checking teams, I assume you mean like seeing where your team is at. I think the most important routine is having an active and healthy relationship with members of the team, and so doing some kind of check-in where you know you're checking on their goals, checking on how they're doing, celebrating wins, and then discussing goals for the upcoming week, month, etc. So she clarifies, when I go to the back office, what do I check first with the new back office? So, the back office will tell you what orders have fired and what LRPs are going to go through, you can see what templates they have set up. That's an important metric. But I hesitate to recommend spending too much time in your back office just because this is a relationship business, and the back office is really just it's limited in your ability to learn from the people. So we just and I'm sure you know that, right? Like, but like if you have, let's say you have a team member and you know that they have a goal, like you just said, one of them wants to buy a house. What's the specific rank goal that they have? What's the timeline that they have? And then helping them use the back office, or you can use your back office to track their progress towards that goal would be the most meaningful thing and the most effective use of your time with them in the back office. So, yeah, volume is the obvious thing, but the back office represents people, and the more aware, the more connected you are to the people, the more meaningful the back office will be. So, I think a lot of guys especially think their dream is to have an automated business. All the sales happen online. I don't have to talk to anybody. Everything's automated. I've never seen that work. At least in doTERRA. Maybe it works with other products, but if you're looking to build a long-term, lasting, meaningful business with impact, clarity on like who are the people in this team, what are their desires, what are their goals, that will give you the roadmap on how to serve them and how to help them get what they want. And we've learned that the words of Zig Ziglar are true. If you can help enough people get what they want, then you will get everything you want in life. So, yeah, great question. Back office is so good. Like compared to where we were a couple years ago, even 16 years ago, like night and day. We are so blessed to have the tools that we have today. So thank you all so much for jumping in and joining. Thank you for your awesome questions and contributions. I love this community. So grateful for each of you and for all you doing to lift and to liberate others. We have an incredible mission that we are about, and that's to heal the world. And we have the tools to do it. We have the people to do it. So let's keep going out there and healing the world. See you next week.